Have you noticed that your money just doesn't seem to last like it used to? You go to the store, you buy the same old things, but somehow the bag feels lighter and the receipt is a lot longer. If rising prices are stressing you out, then this video is for you. Because today, I'm going to show you some practical no-nonsense ways to stay in control, even when it feels like everything is getting more expensive. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Theophilus, and we talk about real-life money, real struggles, and real solutions. Today, we're tackling a topic that is affecting pretty much all of us, the rising cost of living, but more importantly, we're going to focus on what you can actually do about it right now. It's easy to feel helpless when you see prices for gas, groceries, and rent climbing higher and higher. It can feel like you're running on a treadmill, working harder just to stay in the same place. This feeling of losing control is what causes so much stress and anxiety. But I'm here to tell you that you have more power than you think. This isn't about magic tricks or get-rich-quick schemes. It's about making smart, intentional choices that put you back in the driver's seat of your financial life. So grab a notebook, get comfortable, and let's dive into some real strategies to help you not just survive, but thrive. First, let's talk about why these rising prices hit so hard. It's a pretty simple equation, really. Prices go up, but for most people, salaries often stay the same. That growing gap between what you earn and what things cost is what creates the financial pressure and stress. It's that feeling of your paycheck shrinking before your very eyes. And when you don't have a plan to deal with this, money problems don't just stay in your wallet. They creep into other areas of your life. They can affect your sleep, making you lie awake at night worrying. They can strain your relationships with your partner or your family. Most of all, they rob you of your peace of mind, making you feel constantly on edge. But here is the absolute truth, and I want you to really let this sink in. You may not be able to control the global economy, interest rates or supply chains, but you can absolutely control your own actions, your own habits, and your own responses. That's where your power lies. Instead of feeling like a victim of circumstances, you can become the architect of your own financial stability. It starts with shifting your mindset from "this is happening to me" to "what am I going to do about this?" Acknowledge the reality of the situation, but refuse to let it defeat you. Your habits are the building blocks of your financial future, and right now is the perfect time to start building a stronger foundation. This brings us to our first major strategy: learning to live within your means. Now, when some people hear this phrase, they immediately think of deprivation, of being cheap, or of giving up everything that brings them joy. But that's not what it's about at all. Living within your means is not about being cheap. It's about being smart. It's about being intentional with your money, directing it where it matters most. Instead of letting it just disappear without a trace, it's about aligning your spending with your values and your long-term goals. So, how do you start? The first and most crucial step is to create a budget. I know. The word budget can sound restrictive, but think of it as a roadmap for your money. It simply shows you what's coming in and what's going out. You can use an app, a spreadsheet, or just a plain old notebook. The tool doesn't matter as much as the action. Track your spending for a month to get a clear picture of where your money's actually going. You might be shocked at what you find. Once you have that data, it's time to separate your needs from your wants. Needs are the essentials: housing, utilities, basic food, transportation to work. Wants are everything else. That daily fancy coffee, the latest smartphone, streaming subscriptions you barely use. As prices change and your budget gets tighter, you have to be willing to adjust. You can't just keep spending like you used to and pretend everything is fine. That's a recipe for debt and stress. Instead, look at your wants category and decide where you can cut back, even temporarily. Here's another powerful tip. Try using cash or a debit card for your spending instead of a credit card. Why? Because credit feels painless in the moment. You just tap the card and walk away. The real pain doesn't hit until the bill arrives at the end of the month, and by then, the damage is done. Spending with cash or debit is different. You feel it. You see the money leaving your hand or your account balance going down in real time. This physical connection to your spending makes you a much more conscious consumer. It forces you to ask, do I really need this right now? Next up, let's talk about protecting your income. Your job or your business is your financial engine. It's the source that fuels everything else. In an uncertain economy, you need to protect that engine at all costs. Think about it. During tough times, companies and customers become more selective. They look for reliability, efficiency, and value. So, how do you make yourself indispensable? First, be reliable. Show up on time, meet your deadlines, and do what you say you're going to do. This sounds simple, but you'd be surprised how many people fail at this basic level. Reliability builds trust, and trust is a valuable currency in any professional environment. Second, consistently work on improving your skills. What can you learn that would make you better at your job? Are there online courses you can take, certifications you can earn, or books you can read? The more skills you have, the more value you bring to the table. Don't wait for your boss to tell you to learn something new. Be proactive. Show that you are invested in your own growth and in the success of the company. And finally, show genuine effort. Go the extra mile when you can. Volunteer for a challenging project. Offer solutions, not just complaints. In tough economic times, people who add clear, demonstrable value are much harder to replace. When companies have to make difficult decisions, they will always look to keep the team members who are driving the business forward. Your job security isn't just about what's in your contract. It's about the value you consistently create. So, treat your career like the precious asset it is and actively work to protect and grow it. Now, let's address something that can silently sabotage your finances. Financial leaks. These are the small, often mindless habits that drain your money away, drop by drop. Individually, they might not seem like a big deal, but over time, they can add up to a huge amount, quietly destroying your financial progress without you even noticing. It's like having a slow leak in a tire. You might not notice it at first, but eventually, you'll find yourself completely flat. So I want you to take a moment and honestly ask yourself a few questions. How much money do you lose each month to impulse buying? You know those things you see online or in a store and just buy on a whim, only to regret it later? What about gambling? Whether it's lottery tickets, sports betting, or something else. How much are you spending on alcohol or smoking? And take a hard look at your bank statement. How many unnecessary subscriptions are you paying for? That gym membership you haven't used in 6 months. The half-dozen streaming services when you only watch 1 or 2. These habits often serve as a way to cope with stress, boredom, or other emotions. But financially, they are black holes. The incredible thing is that cutting just one of these bad habits can free up more money than getting a raise. Imagine if you stopped buying that $5 coffee every workday. That's over $100 a month or $1,200 a year. That's a significant amount of money that could be going towards your savings, paying down debt, or investing in your future. Identifying and plugging these financial leaks is one of the quickest and most effective ways to give yourself an instant pay raise and regain control over your cash flow. A crucial part of weathering any financial storm is having an emergency fund. Let me say this again, because it's so important. Emergencies do not announce themselves. They don't send you a calendar invite. A car doesn't schedule a breakdown. A medical issue doesn't check to see if it's a convenient time for you. They happen unexpectedly. And if you're not prepared, a simple problem can quickly spiral into a full-blown financial crisis. When you don't have savings, an unexpected bill for a few $100s can force you into high-interest debt like a credit card cash advance or a payday loan. This turns a temporary setback into a long-term burden, digging you into a deeper hole that's much harder to climb out of. The stress is immense. It creates a feeling of panic and desperation. This is where an emergency fund changes everything. It's your financial shock absorber. It's a buffer between you and life's unexpected events. Even saving a small amount consistently makes a huge difference. Maybe it's just $20 a week or $50 a month. The amount isn't as important as the habit of saving itself. By consistently putting money aside, you are building a layer of protection. When that unexpected expense does pop up you won't have to panic. You won't have to go into debt. You'll have a resource to draw from. Your emergency fund turns that feeling of panic into a manageable problem. It transforms a crisis into an inconvenience. The peace of mind that comes from knowing you have a safety net is priceless. It allows you to sleep better at night and navigate challenges with confidence instead of fear. Start building that fund today. No matter how small you have to start, it is one of the kindest things you can do for your future self. Finally, let's wrap up with some simple, practical, money-saving tips you can start implementing today. Remember, it's the small, consistent decisions that add up to make the biggest impact over time. You don't need to make drastic, life-altering changes overnight. Just start with 1 or 2 of these and build from there. First, cook more meals at home. Eating out, ordering delivery, and even grabbing lunch from the cafe near your office adds up incredibly fast. Cooking at home is not only cheaper, but it's often healthier too. Plan your meals for the week and always shop with a grocery list. This prevents impulse buys and ensures you only get what you actually need. While you're at the store, make it a habit to compare prices. Don't just automatically grab the brand name you're used to. Often, the store brand or a generic version is just as good for a fraction of the cost. Check unit prices to see which size is actually the best value. Next, learn to delay upgrades. Do you really need the newest phone when your current one works perfectly fine? Does your car need to be replaced, or can you keep it running for another year or two? Our culture constantly pushes us to want the latest and greatest, but resisting that urge is a massive Along the same lines, try to repair things instead of immediately replacing them. A quick YouTube search can teach you how to fix almost anything, from a leaky faucet to a broken appliance. Consider buying second-hand. Websites, thrift stores, and consignment shops are full of high-quality items from clothes to furniture to electronics at a huge discount. It's good for your wallet and good for the planet. And if you have the space, even a small balcony or windowsill, try growing some of your own food. Herbs, lettuce, or tomatoes are easy to start with and can cut down on your grocery bill. These might seem like small actions, but they create a powerful ripple effect. Rising prices don't have to mean rising panic. They are a signal, a call to action. They mean it's time to make smarter, more conscious decisions with our money. If this video helped you in any way, please hit that like button and subscribe for more real-life money content just like this. And I want to hear from you, so comment below. What's one expense you're going to try cutting this month? Let's support each other in the comments. And finally, please share this video with a friend or family member who might need to hear this message. Because staying informed and helping each other is also a powerful form of wealth. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.